The University Tower chimes, bringing in another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Maggio, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. My pencil went crazy. It started attacking Heather. So let's start with Professor Heather Hill.
Matt just threw his pencil at me.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I saw it. I can verify that.
Yeah.
Lawsuit.
It's all right. Hello, how are you?
It's all right. Hello, how are you? Pretty good. So we have
I just have this lead in my hand now, but that's all right now.
4 games with Tigers and Red Sox.
I know.
Going all the way to Monday.
I know.
What do you think?
We will be busy
Yeah, that's all right. Got to watch the games.
watching the games,
Absolutely.
or recording them and then watching them later. We've got a couple of other things that we have to do this weekend.
Sometimes you got to do
tonight
that.
we will be watching.
I've been waiting all week to mention that tonight is a regular time. It's about 6:40 first pitch, and then every game after that gets earlier and earlier until Monday's 11.
Wow.
11.
They have weird,
AM?
weird games. Yes,
Why?
11 a.m.
Do we know
because they
why?
can get like a major broadcast out of
okay.
it. So
Yeah.
11.
They usually have it earlier if they're traveling the next day. too.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So
Baseball in the lobby.
baseball in the lobby in the
I
Chem
like
building.
that. I
Stop
saw
by.
that. That was great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to ask for any predictions because Tigers are on a streak. I know Red Sox are doing just fine. Nobody's as good as the Dodgers, so you know it
Red
is
Sox
what it
are-
is.
Stupid Dodgers.
Hey, at least not the Yankees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hate them too.
Yeah, we hate them too.
Professor Stephen Manning is here. I'm trying to read your shirt without music. Life
would be flat.
Oh. Somehow in the wrinkle of it, I said, is he referring to some specific DJ? Like, I didn't understand what it was, but now I figured it out.
Referring to my body shape,
No, I am not. I am absolutely not. Just the pun.
I wore it to my music class yesterday.
Okay, and how'd that go?
Good.
Okay.
We're playing a lot of B flats with both left and right hand, so
Well, that makes perfect sense.
it's
then.
appropriate.
Gotta keep wearing it.
Yeah.
That is the note you're playing, and that's the shirt you wear. Professor Erin Bell, did I overhear correctly a little bit earlier that you've been hanging out, quote, hanging out a lot in engineering?
That is true.
Wow.
Yeah, I am trying to break down the silos and barriers. No,
And get them to write?
interestingly enough, my class, when I was getting scheduled, our wonderful chair, Mary Catherine, was like, well, would you mind teaching in engineering? And I said, yeah, no, not at all. Not thinking about it. I can use the steps, whatever. But I wasn't thinking about how this would be all throughout January, February,
Yeah.
March, April. So I see a lot of my friends in chemistry because I do a little shortcut because it ended up being a pretty long walk. But yeah, hanging out in engineering, lots of cool, looks like robotics things happening in there, and always some witty conversation from some of the engineering profs. So
I always thought it was a long walk when I was teaching engineering ethics.
Yep.
it's a long walk.
It was after the winter of 26, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You
Lots
saying
of
they're witty engineering professors? That's,
And I was being a little
That's an oxymoron,
cheeky.
isn't it?
yeah.
No, they're nice. They're great.
The very definition of a witty professor, Professor Jim Tubbs. is here with us
Hello.
today. What's
Nice
going
to see
on?
you through the octopus arms.
Yes, and you and Dan both are wearing some patterned shirts.
Well, yeah.
And,
They've coordinated.
I might get a
Different kinds
little
of
mixed up,
plaids.
only because my eyesight is getting
Uh-oh,
poorer and
this
poorer.
could make your eyesight crazy.
I think it's the brownies, really.
Oh, the
yeah.
Yeah,
brownies.
it's the brownie.
Jim's has more blue.
That's it.
Got it. It does have
Dan's
a
is
little more
more
blue.
green.
Dan's is more earthy.
Dan Green, Jim Blue.
Dan Green, Jim Blue. Jim, U of M. Dan, Michigan State. Got it. Got it. Understood.
Do we need name tags?
Professor Dan Maggio is certainly here with us. Just saw a headline come across the Berkeley neighborhood thing that the Butter Cannabis Shop on 11 already bye-bye.
Already bye-bye.
no.
We're going to lose our status.
Give me a break. We wanted to keep the crown of most dispensaries per 1,000 people as much as we could.
Well, then the one on Woodward didn't even open, and it's not going to open.
And it's not going to, is what I heard.
So
yes.
now we're not. Now I have to walk 3 blocks.
Pretty big tax
I
hike.
don't visit.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Like
it's-
24%.
I know exactly what's about to go down, and it ain't pretty, and I probably shouldn't bring it up on the air.
Did
but,
Dan just say now he's going to have
to
to...
walk a few blocks?
Wait, Dan? Oh,
Yep.
that's a joke. Okay.
You know how in Michigan you're never more than whatever it is, 12 miles from a major body of water? In Berkeley, you're never more than a few centimeters from a dispensary.
Well, no, we're pretty close to water too, Matt. So.
That is true. Oh,
That's
geez.
a recommendation.
Professor Dave Chow is going to talk about all sorts of water in our neighborhood.
Pleasure to be here. And it wasn't the water I was worried about. I was worried about the concrete cutting this morning.
Yes.
The sidewalk is gone and half my street
What are
is
they
kaput.
doing?
My poor neighbor,
Laura?
Natalie,
Natalie.
had sewer issues. Easter Sunday, wasn't it?
Sewer issues.
Oh, dear Lord. So they couldn't find anything. The city came out and they dug up her front yard from the steps all the way almost to my house.
Yep. It's true. It's pretty nasty.
Not good.
Yep.
So,
Hopefully she has insurance.
Yep.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Professor Danielle Maxwell has a little bit of water in her basement.
A little bit of water, a healthy amount of water that disappears.
A healthy amount.
Healthy?
Do you have a shop vac?
I do, and a dehumidifier.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I'm taking care of the water. Yes.
But it's something that sort of rectified itself within 24 hours,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is.
Okay.
Yeah, it just has been raining every single day.
Yeah,
So
well,
it just
that's-
continually comes back.
And it's still a healthy amount.
It's still a healthy amount of water on the
Brisk.
ground.
It's a brisk amount.
It's a small lake.
Professor Beth Oljar can tell us what a healthy amount of logic is like. What's a healthy amount of logic?
Oh, if our listeners could get that look.
The daggers through the microphone.
A healthy amount of logic is a lot.
It is a lot.
Yes.
It should be a lot. That's what I say. But you're working on your logical proofs here, right? It's we're getting close to the end of the term, folks. We got basically a week of instruction and
Yeah,
week of
so I'm
finals.
not, I usually get all the way through conditional and indirect proof. I almost never make it to predicate logic, which is a different kettle of fish altogether from propositional. So that'll be interesting.
You know, just the other day, Trump was saying that he is a master of predicate logic.
Oh, wow.
He's a doctor of it, if you will.
Yes, he is.
He can tell me how relational predicates work then.
Could
Yeah.
he define the term?
I'm sure he has no idea what a predicate is, right? Even in the
I'm sure he doesn't know what a term is.
grammarian sense.
He's the master of all.
I don't know if he knows what
Yes.
thinking is.
He does not.
Oh my.
We could just
guarantee
keep
it.
going.
Yes,
couldn't
we could.
Yeah.
But until then, I could say this is a program where you can send us questions regarding anything. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. And it will be a brand new edition of the Ask the Professor coffee mug and autograph photograph. We just took the pictures outside. If you don't stump the panel, we'll still send you the autograph photograph, you knucklehead.
If the camera didn't break.
That's right. You can send us the questions in a number of ways. Email us at atp@udmercy.edu. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. Dearest professors,
Dearest.
Ooh, formal.
on a recent conference trip to Atlanta, Georgia, I had the opportunity to accompany 8 undergraduate students as we visited the world of Coca-Cola. If you've never visited the world of Coca-Cola, it's an interactive museum where you can taste over 100 international beverages, test your sense of smell, meet the Coca-Cola polar bear, scary, and learn about the history of the secret formula. As we were perusing the museum, I realized how incredible the Coca-Cola story is, and took extensive notes and wrote a question set for you all. I am just bubbling over with excitement to see what you all know about one of my favorite drinks. Good luck. It's Professor Danielle Maxwell sent these questions in. So
Coke is an
nice.
awesome drink.
It is an
Thought
awesome
that
drink.
narrative sounded a little
Fizzy
familiar.
A little Maxwell-y.
I believe that she was languaging at the highest level.
Yes. I thought you said Machiavellian, but then you said Maxwellian, which was like also like I like that.
Same thing.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I'm sure Danielle would agree that it's better to be feared than respected.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
100%.
I am definitely feared right now.
Let them hate me so long as they fear me. Dr. John S. Pemberton, a local pharmacist, created Coca-Cola in Atlanta, Georgia, May 8th, 1886. While he invented the delectable drink, who gets credit for naming the beverage and creating its iconic logo?
The Coca-Cola Bottling Company, which is a different company.
I mean, that is an
Candler?
interesting take, but this is actually a person.
Oh,
Leo Burnett?
His wife?
I watched the drunk
Not
history
wife.
on this.
Not Leo.
Somebody in
Was it after Candler snaked the, the recipe from him?
I think it was someone from Louisiana that my family knew.
It's possible.
Huey
That is
Long?
possible. All these things are conditionally possible.
Was it Donald Trump?
No, it says here it was Frank M. Robinson. Now that's just sort of a regular old name.
Frank.
But what was the relation of Robinson to Pemberton is the question.
Brother-in-law.
I mean, also possible based
Cousin.
on what we have here. It wasn't a familial relationship. It was a business relationship.
Oh.
He was his attorney.
I mean, I'm giving it to you, Dan. It was his bookkeeper who actually figured everything
Close
out.
enough.
Slimy people that they are.
Yeah, well, slime or otherwise. Got to keep track of your taxes. Where was the first glass of Coca-Cola served?
In
And
a glass.
how much did it cost?
I
5
think it cost
cents.
a nickel
It was 5 cents is what it says here.
Drugstore.
Either in
at a
Atlanta.
drugstore counter.
Yeah, somewhere in Atlanta.
Now you say drugstore, it says Jacob's Pharmacy here. I'm
Okay.
going for it.
They
I mean,
had
that's
a
pretty good. Yeah.
Soda fountain counter. I can remember those.
Yeah,
5
those
cents
things always
for
scared me though,
Coca-Cola.
Beth.
Why?
Well, you can get a soda fountain and a urine test at the same place.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Most
Please.
people would not think of that
Let's
immediately,
move on
Dave.
to the next
sorry.
question.
Thank you.
I'm
Dave
warm.
would.
During its first year of availability, how many drinks on average did Coca-Cola sell every day?
How many people had headaches and needed some cocaine?
I needed a, I have a headache.
Caffeine. That'll do it
quotes.
right there.
How did
say-
they figure this out?
I mean, you're way over. I think that it's just early.
125.
It
75.
says they sold only about 9 a day for the first year.
Oh,
Yeah, but the
9
drinks
a
were
day.
8 gallons apiece.
But every one of those 9 was converted into a hardcore addict.
Absolutely. It was word of mouth that sold the
Oh my
beverage.
gosh.
This drink is amazing.
In extension to that, true or false, Coca-Cola did not earn a profit its first year.
True.
Sure.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Pemberton sold 25 gallons of Coke syrup in his first year, earning about $50. But he had run up $75 in expenses.
no.
Oh,
Those barrels.
no. The humanity.
Running
the
in
cocaine
the red.
couldn't get it from. Oh.
Dr. Pemberton never realized the potential of the beverage he created. Just prior to his death in 1888, Pemberton sold his remaining interest in Coke to Asa Candler. What did it cost Mr. Candler in 1891 to have full ownership of the company and brand?
$2,500.
I mean, I'm giving it to you, $2,300.
Good guess.
Just FYI, only about, do you remember this one?
83,000?
$85,000 in 2026 dollars. So
Wow.
I feel like even I could afford that, sort of, maybe. I don't know. If I sold my house.
And Candler's now got half of Atlanta named after him.
That's right. That's exactly right.
The people that own it today, is there any connection to him?
That's a good question.
I think the family
There's a
still...
question later
There is
on.
a question later on, apparently.
Don't you?
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll have to go back then, Danielle.
Let's try this one. What were the first 3 countries outside the U.S. to bottle Coca-Cola?
Canada,
Canada
Mexico.
is
Mexico.
Mexico is not.
The UK?
France?
Japan.
They're all in our hemisphere,
Cuba.
folks. Cuba.
Oh,
yes.
because of the sugar,
Canada,
probably.
Cuba, and
Guatemala.
Haiti.
a man, a plan, a canal.
Oh,
Panama.
Panama.
Oh, Suez? Oh,
Panama. 1906, Canada, Cuba, and Panama decided to start bottling Coca-Cola through your local Coca-Cola bottling distributor. That was the point that Beth was making. An original way of serving Coca-Cola involved mixing syrup and carbonated water by hand, other than using pre-mixed fountain machines. People who used soda fountains were called what?
Soda jerks.
Jerks. They're jerks. Because of the motion required to pull a lever and fill up a glass with carbonated water.
Oh.
To me, to this day, my wife, who is quite the connoisseur of Coca-Cola, will say, she can tell the difference if we did a taste test. If you bought it at McDonald's, went to a
yes.
local bar
Oh, yeah.
that was
Yeah.
putting it together, got standard Coke out of a can, and then, of course, everybody's favorite Mexicoke with the actual real sugar mixed in.
That's a
We've
silver
never
canister.
performed this experiment, but I bet she could
You should
do
throw
it.
out a Pepsi in there just to throw off.
Oh, no. She would immediately know
oh
that it's
no,
Pepsi.
no. That's like
I grew up with Pepsi. We have been forbidden from having Pepsi in our home.
Good.
Well, Coke is better.
Agreed.
I
I
mean,
don't know. I kind of like Pepsi.
I would not agree with that, but that's okay.
Wow, we're split.
Dan, you're a Pepsi man?
Diet Pepsi.
If you've got an aspartame allergy, you can't drink the Diet Coke.
You can drink whatever you want, right?
Pepsi over
I have to
Coke.
drink Diet now, and Diet Coke is not as good as regular Coke.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Gotta go to
It's
zero.
okay.
I remember, do they still make Pepsi Light?
I don't think
Pepsi
so.
free.
You know they have Pepsi probiotic now.
Oh my God.
Pepsi Light had a little lemon in
Yes,
it.
that's right.
Matt, do we need the Zima discussion again?
Oh my gosh. Ew.
Diet Coke with lime is pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Candler sold the Coke Company in 1919 to a group of investors led by Ernest Woodruff. How much did he sell the company for in the year 1919?
$1 million.
I mean, you're almost there.
2 million?
It was actually 25
million?
but
25
the
million.
scale-up factor is 477. So let's just say $500 million in
Oh,
2026
wow.
dollars.
He made it
So
back.
it's a big deal. If I had $1 million in 1919, I'd never have to work again, much less 25 millions. In what year did Coca-Cola start to advertise their beverage with the iconic image of Santa Claus?
1935.
It says 31, but, we figured that the art history guy would definitely know that. Pretty darn close. First introduced as a radio ad and later produced as a television commercial in 1971, what ad became an international hit?
I'd
and
like to
remains
buy
one
the
I'd
world.
like to teach the
buy
world to sing.
Keep it company.
In perfect harmony.
It was also recreated in Mad Men.
Yes.
That's right.
That was a good
Yes,
one.
yes,
Exactly
that
right.
was a very good one.
Absolutely.
Wasn't that the
Iconic.
last episode?
Yeah.
Last episode, yep.
And Pepsi responded with "It's the real thing."
That's right. And then Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire.
Yep.
In what year was the 2-liter polyethylene terephthalate, known as PET, bottle first introduced?
75.
It's my lifetime. Again, really, really close, because you know your brands, Dave. 1978.
Oh.
1978. Ah, yes. The formula for Coca-Cola was changed for the first time in 1985.
Ah.
The product, dubbed New Coke,
Oh, and it failed
generated
terribly.
consumer protest nationwide. How many days after the protest was the product with the original formula returned to the market as Coke Classic?
3 days.
92.
180 days.
30 days.
It's that Washington thing,
You're
isn't
all
it?
in the wheelhouse. I mean, if I tell you it was 79 days, you're like, that's pretty close. I mean, it only took a couple months.
Eh.
Yeah, but do we
What
know?
did this new Coke taste like? Was it that bad?
It tasted like Pepsi.
It's sweeter.
Oh,
It tasted like Pepsi.
Yeah, it was
Ew.
different. It was different.
We had the taste test at work. We literally Pepsi, Diet Coke, the whole schmear, and we even brought in like Faygo Cola just to.
Right.
they should bring it back for the Gen Zers who never got to try it.
We've been having zero Coke with orange.
I was told it was
Absolutely.
a stunt. I was told it was a marketing
No,
scam.
I think they invested way too much in it for it to have been a stunt.
Yeah, but then I'm also thinking the original Coke probably made a ton more back when they brought it back
It's
out.
like Taco Bell
People
when they
who
bring
own
back
brands like that don't make stupid mistakes.
You
So
hope.
they know what they're doing, which makes me always think that.
I think we should
I
just
don't.
go to Atlanta
well,
and ask
it
them
happened
directly.
after Pepsi had
Field
won a
trip,
bunch
exactly.
of taste tests.
Right.
Oh, that's
So
right.
and it did taste a lot more like Pepsi than Coke.
The Coca-Cola polar bear is an iconic symbol from the brand. In what year was that first introduced?
83.
81.
87.
Wow.
73.
I'll give you a
Earlier?
hint. It was
Earlier.
the year I graduated high school.
Oh, 90, what are you, 91?
93?
92.
93. 93.
Oh, we're close.
1993, yeah.
Wow.
That was one of the first uses, if I remember correctly, of computer generated in advertising. Because they were creeping the crap out of me when I saw those commercials.
Uncanny Valley.
They
though.
made weird sounds and then they would smile and be
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, that's weird.
Ready to
Gross."
eat you.
Exactly.
Professor Maya is freaking out right now.
Absolutely. The original handwritten recipe for Coca-Cola is secured inside a high-security vault at the World of Coke Museum and has been there since December 8th, 2011. What is the secret formula commonly known as?
X11 or something, X12, X17.
This guy's
know
pretty
that?
close to a lot of
I
things.
worked on the Coca-Cola ads when they were
Okay,
here.
okay.
Merchandise 7X is what it's called. But,
7?
I mean, once you put X into something, it's
It's
just
always better.
super crazy.
Why? Because it has 7 ingredients.
I think it's the aromatics.
No,
that are in it.
it's not like Colonel Sanders or anything like that.
7X.
Great questions, Danielle. What is Professor Maxwell's favorite Coca-Cola beverage?
There is one answer to this.
Coca-Cola Cat.
Oh, if there was, maybe. No.
Is it one of the mixtures, the tinctures, where you can go up to the
Tinctures?
you know, like the add-ons?
It's cherry Coke.
It is cherry. Okay,
Cherry.
Yes,
solid.
cherry Coke.
like cherry
no,
Coke,
the mixtures are cool. I do not like the freestyle machine here, though. It's not as good.
Yeah, it's a little bit
a
weird.
little
Well, you know about the
Well,
McDonald's and the silver canisters, right? McDonald's has their Coke delivered in silver canisters.
Oh, yeah, they're
right.
different.
Yeah,
Yes.
as opposed to bags,
Right. Versus
like
the
bagged milk.
plastic.
And that's why it tastes
right.
better.
supposedly.
It
Nice.
does.
Nice.
Thanks, Danielle.
I
Very
really want
well
a Coke
done.
now.
Those are good
I'm like
questions.
thirsty. I'm like,
Yeah, thanks for those questions.
No problem.
I threw together a handful of questions today because I figure we need to round out the show. Can you get these questions right about Detroit's oldest continually operating professional sports franchise, the Detroit Tigers? I think this will be a little bit fun.
Why don't we have questions about logic?
That's a good
I
question.
think we have someone who
needs
might be able to
send
write
them.
them for us.
Well, oh, yeah. I guess I could do that
She
now
will.
that I think about
She
it.
will. How many years have the Detroit Tigers been a member of the American League?
1926 to now, I think, is it?
26?
101.
100 years?
99.
Oh, no.
Is it 3 digits?
120.
So Jim's the closest. They joined in 1901. They're a charter member. They're the only member of the American League that exists in the city they were founded in. Everybody else is spun off.
Is that where the
Wow.
1901 Society comes from?
That's where 1901 Society comes from.
Okay.
So 125 years. What is arguably the most prominent connection between the University of Detroit Mercy and the Detroit Tigers?
Briggs?
The announcer that's currently there.
That's a really, really good answer. That is not what I wrote down.
There's something in the park in Comerica advertising us, right?
Well, that also is true.
We
But
paid
it's
for it.
Walter O. Briggs Sr., who, of course, owned the
Oh,
Tigers.
the Tigers.
From
Yes.
1938 to 1960, they played at Briggs Stadium, which
Right.
eventually became Tiger Stadium.
And he is buried in that cemetery in Southfield.
Holy Sepulchre.
Yes.
Very
Sepulchre.
good.
Yeah.
And we are recording our voices live for you, listener, from the Walter
the
O. and
Briggs
Jane
building.
E. Briggs
Briggs
Liberal
building.
Arts Building, which hosts the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences at the University of Detroit Mercy.
And there are tigers, aren't there tigers in his?
Yep.
On the mausoleum.
Yeah, on the
And it's
mausoleum.
right across from the
Yeah.
plot where the Sisters of Mercy are all buried.
That's right.
The band?
We have lots of field trips to go on now.
From 1980 to 1988, TV viewers could see this character wear a Detroit Tigers cap weekly.
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
PI.
Absolutely.
Is that why everyone dresses up as Magnum? Oh, this is all coming together.
In recent years, cosplayers have shown up to
Yeah.
Comerica Park,
Yeah.
current
Yes.
home of the Tigers, cosplaying as this character, complete with cap, Hawaiian shirt, bushy mustache, and sunglasses. It's a beautiful
He
thing.
showed.
comes,
Tom,
too.
Tom Selleck himself showed up.
He
Yeah.
grew
Not
up in
too
Detroit.
long ago,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And went and met with the Tigers and
Absolutely.
fans and everything. It was really
It's a
cool.
big
I
deal.
thought
That's a
Yeah.
big deal.
solid Halloween costume for anyone that can grow a mustache.
There you go.
The ladies can add it on.
We should have some original Magnum PI questions.
I would love. I
that
love
would be
that
wonderful.
show.
Oh, I
that would be
know.
wonderful.
I was like,
I was a big fan of that show.
I was
yeah.
a small wee lass when I was on.
There are two major theories regarding where the Detroit franchise's nickname came from. Can you guess either?
Wait,
Tricky stuff.
Say that
Where
one
did the
more time.
Detroit get married to the Tigers? That's the way it works.
The zoo?
You know, the zoo is not a bad guess because guess who bankrolled the Detroit Zoo?
Briggs?
Walter O. Briggs Sr., but that is not the reason.
See, it's all
That
coming
is not
together.
the reason.
Oh, but that's not the reason.
It's not the reason.
Clawing and scratching. No
I can
pun
tell you
intended.
this if it helps.
Something about the colors of the tiger.
The prison stripes.
The prison stripes. Stripes are pretty close. The second reason is because they were wearing striped socks early on. And so some people thought they looked like tigers, but quote unquote, the official Major League Baseball reason is that the franchise actually goes back to 1895. Because, America had just won the Spanish-American War, and the Detroit Light Guard had led the way, and their nickname were the Tigers. So the U.S. Army
Now, it
regiment-
makes me
cool.
think, what's up with baseball and this obsession with socks? White socks, red socks, black socks, and
Lots
tiger
of socks, tiger socks. Yeah,
McGonagall's
absolutely.
wearing striped socks now.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is.
Good for him.
Yeah.
knickers.
And yeah, they wore those knickers that stopped right below
Yeah,
the knee, so
yeah.
they needed colorful socks.
Yep.
Very
If you've
dandy.
ever wondered where Campus Martius comes from, because in Latin that is the
Field
place
of
of the
battle.
military, and the Detroit Light Guard was the army unit that was stationed in Detroit
okay.
during the Spanish-American War.
Weren't the Yankees originally the Knickerbockers? Maybe the New York Knickerbockers.
The basketball team.
Oh, that's the basketball
And
team.
they're still the Knicks.
But there is a connection to New York.
There's something there.
Political analyst and statistician, this political analyst and statistician founded the 538 website, which is owned by ABC News before its eventual shutdown
Nate
last
Silver.
year.
Nate
Silver.
Yes.
Yes.
We got it at the same time.
He wore a Tigers cap in every on-air interview he had during the 16, 20, and 24 presidential elections. Nate Silver. This Detroit-born rapper has worn Tiger caps his whole life. And in
Eminem?
2017, designed his own line of caps with New Era? It's not Eminem.
Sean?
Big Sean, yeah,
Okay.
Big Sean, absolutely.
Not Tad Nugent.
Yeah.
Tad.
That's a reference to that '70s show where
It's good.
they misprinted the shirts.
Yep.
And they said Tad Nugent instead of Ted.
Roy Scheider, famous actor, portrayed an aging Tigers player in this made-for-TV Disney movie in 1983.
Angels in the outfield.
No,
it was
before
Born-
that.
Born for Glory or something like that? No, what was it?
Can't be the Bad News Bears.
Oh, no.
It was a little goofy, but the reason we watched is it was right before the Tigers got really good in '84, won the World Series, and a whole bunch of current Tigers at that point, including Sparky Anderson, were in the
Were
movie.
in the movie.
I remember
So
that, yeah.
we had to watch. Nobody knows?
No,
Nope.
nobody
Tiger
cared.
Town was
Oh,
the name.
Tiger
of it.
how original.
How original. Look at all these cultural touchstones. LeVar Burton portrayed this famous Detroit Tiger in a
Ron LaFleur.
1978 movie named One in a Million. He knew it immediately. And what is Ron LaFleur's claim to fame?
He was in prison.
He was in prison in Jackson and was discovered for his athletic ability, got let out, signed with the Tigers, and played 6 seasons.
Wow.
Wait a minute. He got let out of prison because he was good at baseball?
No, he got let out of prison because he served his time, and then the
okay.
Tigers
Okay.
immediately signed.
And then what?
Wow.
Did you hear what happened to him? Was it when they closed down Tiger Stadium though?
No.
He, they brought him out for the closing of the ceremony. Then as soon as he left the stadium, he was in trouble again.
Oh,
Are
no.
you kidding me?
No, he was back in.
Oh, that's horrible.
That was tough.
Well, he was played by LeVar Burton, so
Yes.
that's pretty neat.
Jordy LaFord got
That's
to play
right.
Jordy.
That's about all I. Yeah.
Kunta Kinte
Yeah.
played
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow, there we go.
Solid.
in center field.
Solid.
This famous actor played a Tigers pitcher in the movie For the Love of the Game, 1999, who was so distracted by thoughts of his past, he does not notice he's pitching a perfect game. It's a classic baseball movie that nobody's seen. It was made by Sam Raimi, and they made it in Tiger Stadium after it closed.
Wow.
Very
Well,
famous
he's from the
actor.
Detroit. Isn't he from Detroit?
Yeah,
Sam
Sam
Raimi is from
Okay.
Birmingham.
What was that
proper,
Jason
but-
Roach movie? Oh.
That's exactly right. I could give it away in 2 seconds. This is a very, very famous actor. I mean, if I say Dances with Wolves, it's
Kevin Costner.
Field of
Kevin
Dreams.
Costner, yeah. Exactly.
How many close-ups did he have to
So
have?
was that the movie? Field
Kevin
of Dreams?
Costner was in For the Love of the Game,
Oh,
is
for-
what it's
okay,
called.
sorry.
It's an interesting movie from the baseball perspective. He trots himself out of the dugout, and he's aging, and he's just been told, we're either going to trade you or kick you to the curb when we change hands at the end of the season. And he's a little dejected. They're already out of the playoffs. They're playing the Yankees. He starts pitching a perfect game. It's just him on the mound remembering his life. So it's the whole game is everything that happened to him. And there's the woman that got away, and throughout thinking about it, he decides to reconcile with her.
So
and
lots of
everything.
close-ups.
So that's 3 baseball movies he's made.
100%. Yeah,
Field of
he's into it.
Dreams.
He's into it.
Bull
Yeah.
Durham, which is
Bull
also
Durham,
hysterically funny.
Yep.
Oh, a
Very
classic,
funny
yes.
movie. Yeah.
Field
Let's
of Dreams, yeah.
see who's been paying attention since 1968. There have been several rally cries for the Tigers, things that just catch on, that stick out after a little while. In 1968, everybody was running around Detroit saying what?
Bless you, boys.
Nope.
Or that was 84.
That was 84. That's my next question.
Oh, man,
what were
that
they
was the
saying
only
in
last one, no.
68?
Remember the Alamo?
Tiger Town.
Booyah.
There was a very famous song that was produced locally that was titled "Go Get 'Em Tigers," is what it was. And you can listen
A
to
classic.
that. Not many people remember that Nate Robertson wore the big heavy glasses for the Tigers
yep.
in 06 World Series.
I
Was
remember.
getting interviewed and kept putting more and more Big League Chew in his
Yeah.
mouth during the interview. He never stopped, and that's where they got the nickname in 2006. Do you remember what it was?
Oh,
Oh, I was sure he was going to say it. He's known everything else. It was Gum Time,
That's
is what
right,
they called
Gum-
it. It's a
that's
little bit
right.
weird, but
Gum
it's
Time.
a pretty iconic sort of thing.
he was funny.
Weird.
How about, Professor Maxwell, the 2024 playoffs? You have a choice of 2 rally cries for the 24
Was it Gritty
playoffs.
Tigs?
Gritty Tigers, or
Yes.
Jake Rogers says, whatever you
Oh
do.
my goodness. I always did the Gritty Tigs.
I know you
That
did.
was
I know you
mine.
did. Jake Rogers said, whatever you do, don't let the Tigers get hot.
That's the sign we have in the main office. Yes.
Exactly.
Saw him at Hollywood Market, so.
We have just enough seconds left for my last question. I thought that this was a pretty nice touch point. What is it called when the Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons all have a game on the same day?
A miracle. Oh,
Trifecta.
Triple threat. I
Triple
don't know.
threat.
Triple
a
threat's
quadruple threat.
I am shocked.
A wonderful day for sports.
A wonderful day for sports ball.
Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity. That's pretty
I
good
like
too.
that.
Yeah.
We call it a doctor. No, it's called April in the D. Is what it's
Oh,
called.
Oh, yes. And there was a whole song. And
There was a whole song, and there was a parody song for it, and yeah, we had
yes.
lots of fun. So that fit in quite well. We are unfortunately at the end of our time together, and the time has come to say goodbye. Beth,
Goodbye.
Danielle,
Adios.
Dave,
See ya.
Dan,
Goodbye.
Jim,
Goodbye.
Aaron,
Goodbye.
Stephen,
Goodbye.
and Heather.
Bye-bye.
And
Watch
now
out for
these-
flying pencils.
And now these words from University of Detroit Mercy.
You can email Ask the Professor at atp@udmercy.edu or visit the Ask the Professor Facebook page.
Ask the Professor is produced and directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.